Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to AriesEDC. I have the distinct pleasure to talk about a TRM. That's right, Three Rivers manufacturer. This is the TRM Bulldog. Let's go! All right, well, I have my favorite USA made knife company, Three Rivers manufacturer. They've always been my favorite. And unfortunately, just because of my budget, I haven't been able to get as many of these as I would like. But because of some very nice viewers, I've been able to check out some Neutrons. I was able to check out a Shadow. But TRM was nice enough to send this along my way for me to check out. And this is the Bulldog. This is the second Bulldog I've been able to check out. I was able to check one out on the pass around group when the Bulldog first came out. And it took a while for that to come in, but this one is a little bit different, and we're going to discuss kind of a little bit more about it. So I do actually own one TRM, and I own that, which is the Holy Nerd. And unfortunately, I missed out on owning this 2 or 3 times. Not 3 or 4 times, but 2 or 3 times, just because the drops went so fast and I missed out on getting my hands on one of these. But I finally was able to, and such a cool little small knife that I am very thankful that I own this. And now I can say that I now own that. And gosh, really, really good. So when I was able to get a hold of the Bulldog as the pass around knife, it was black G10 and the handles were all squared off. This is G10, but now this is all contoured and rounded and done very well, like we all know TRM can do. And that one was a Magna Cut blade, and this is a 20 CV blade. But so they're all a little bit different, but gosh, so good. And they have their river lock, which is basically a bar lock, and just that nice blade shape that TRM is kind of known for. That nice drop down point. They have this nice curve, which on the Neutron and the Atom, they just have that nice curve done to them, which allows the handle to be comfortable. You get a comfortable grip. They have that nice front choke up position, no hot spots, contoured nicely, and you know you have a nice sharp edge because TRM just kills it on their edge. The bar lock is good. The opening holes are positioned very well. My only negative on this whole knife is that if you really flick this out hard, you do get a little lock stick. But other than that, gosh, the action is amazing. And I'm still wearing this thing in on the phosphor bronze washers that they put on all their knives. You just give a little wrist and then that thing will pop out and then pull it back. Again, the only negative thing I have on this whole thing is that if you really throw the blade out, it does give you a little bit of lock stick. But if you're just kind of like throwing it out a little bit, no lock stick whatsoever. But you have a nice thicker stock than normal. So that's one thing I noticed on the Bulldog. The Bulldog, I believe, just in my opinion, was built to be more of a work knife that can handle some of the heavy duty stuff, other than like the Neutron or some of the other models with a really thin blade stock. So like for instance, on the Holy Nerd, you can see how thin that blade stock is versus the Bulldog. So you can see that versus that. Obviously it's a much thinner blade stock, and the Neutron is just a little bit thicker than this, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I wish I had a Neutron to show you guys. That is probably my favorite model that they have, is the Neutron. The nice liner lock is probably my favorite of one of theirs, and one day I will own a Neutron. I can't wait to be able to get a hold of another one. Some of you guys have been very nice passed one along for me to check out, and I've got to handle 2 neutrons, and both of them have been absolutely amazing. And so is this, the TRM Bulldog. So this comes with the Contour G10 handles. Again, super comfortable. They have this little cutouts in here, the cutouts in this area that allow that to be very comfortable in the hand. And again, choke up position is done very well. You have the deep carry clip with the recessed screws, and the clip itself is recessed. It is not reversible, but it's fairly deep carry. I'm not going to call it a severe deep carry clip. You're going to have about that much sticking out of your pocket, which isn't bad. It gives you something to grab a hold of. But again, done very, very well, if I don't fail it. And just TRM is, the people there are just amazing. If you ever have any issues, they're very quick to answer anybody back about any issues that they have, or you may have with one of their knives, and they will fix it right away. Just so good, so smooth. The action is amazing for a bar lock, and just done very, very well. So let's look at some of the stats on this guy. We are looking at a overall length of 7 inches. Let me get my ruler so you guys can see. So we're right at 7 inches overall. Blade length is right at 2.95, so we're right basically at 3 inches, and that is to the beginning of the handle. The sharpened edge is just under 3 inches, so you can see that right there. Some size comparisons. Let's take a look at this one. Where are my size comparison knives? Let's take this versus the Rat 2. So actually, the overall length of this and the Rat 2 are almost identical. So that's a nice size. And how about versus the Elementum? Obviously, blade length is about the same. Handle is going to be a little bit longer than the Elementum. And finally, we're going to look at the Para 3, which kind of is a little bit more along the same lines as far as the handle. The handle is going to be roughly the same size as the Para 3, but the blade length is just a tad bit longer than the Para 3, but not bad. Let's look at thickness on this. I'm sure you guys, but the Bulldog I had held before was almost like this, where you have the flat G10, and now the contoured is so much nicer. Let's see. You guys can see the thickness in the TRM is just a little bit thicker than the Spyderco, but that is probably because you have the contoured handles and not the flat. The overall profile is similar. Obviously, Spyderco has their little hole, which is going to create a little bit of a different, but the TRM is an awesome little package. What a cool knife. I am so happy with this. So happy to be able to experience it, and I look forward to being able to carry this a lot more often. I might plan on doing some RIT dye on these handle scales. What do you guys think? Should I dye these a different color? I know taking the scales apart and everything, avoid my warranty, but I don't know. The Coyote Brown is attractive, but I think turning that purple or blue or turquoise or another fun color might be interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But gosh, TRM is just killing it. They're doing really good stuff. Again, they are my absolute favorite USA made brand from now on. And I look forward to all the good things that they are doing and all the new things that they're coming out with. I know the Neutron frame lock, the frame lock Neutron is coming out very, very soon, or it has come out since this video is coming out, and that looks really cool as well. The Neutron normally is a liner, and now they have the frame lock, but this is the TRM Bulldog with the river lock. What do you guys think? Would you like to get one? I would love to have another one, or to customize this one. And just so you guys know, you can have one now. They are available in stock. This knife in this format is available for $270. So you're getting 20 CV blade, a USA made blade with the contoured G10, the river lock, all the warranties, all the everything, the nice stonewash finish on that blade, really stinking good. So I hope you guys appreciate this one. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.